So you find yourselves having descended through the multiple layers of this inverted spire in the ice that seemingly has dropped from above from a crumbling, floating city to impale upside down into the ice. You found a burrowed out hole that descended down through the multiple layers, and finding it and exploring through, you met up with the simulacrum of a wizard who is allegedly been burned at the stake in East Haven. You decided to give him some aid and escort him into a rune chamber that, with your life cleric's life spark, initiated the process of changing illusion into reality. And due to a an amazing bout of luck and good fortune, the 1,000-year-old rune chamber functioned properly one last time and brought the simulacrum into a state of reality. And I was a real boy.
Struck of extreme luck.
No, that was Lathander.
Okay.
Lathander has a purpose for you.
So, while though fighting with the spirit of a long dead wizard, you defeated the wisp, the will o' the wisp, spirit of this long dead owner of the tower that you find yourself in. Filbert had kind of kicked into something on the ground and moving around and kicking his feet about. He realized that there's something there that is not able to be seen. And I believe that's where we left off.
I think so, yeah.
Winzira in the other room with two giant direwolf companions. Um, she has them, I think, on the floor, curled up around her as she sits inside an island of fur, several feet off the floor, like some kind of green skinned Queen of Sheba. I enjoy that visual. So,
I will like to investigate further what I'm picking at on the ground.
I thought you were going to say I would like to rage.
That's not Filbert.
No. Go ahead and give an investigation as you kind of feel around um, the edges of this object that you can feel but can't touch, or can't see. Excuse me, touch but can't see. You can feel it in your heart, but you can't touch it.
15.
Okay. Um, Tracing about it, it's pretty apparent to you after just a few moments of running your hands across the size and the shape of things. Being a bit of a rogue, you realize that this is a chest of some sort that has um, been enchanted to be invisible. Uh, you do realize, or at least you think you realize, that it's probably on its side, having fallen when the tower crashed. And you can sort of feel that there is a some kind of latch and maybe some kind of lock, because you can find a feel where the shape of what would be like a keyhole.
Hmm. um, Winzira. Winzira?
Freaking dear. Yes. Yes.
Do you sing me a song and make me do better rogue things?
Can't you make him do better with your light god person?
They don't
Sure,
like.
Filbert.
They think he's.
Filbert is the greatest of the rogues. Do 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 do.
That'll do, Goblin. That'll do. So I want to try to
I'm workshopping it.
get a sense for exactly where that lock is and see if it's possible for me to do this blindly and try to pick the lock.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds because I want to check something. Okay, give me a where the hell are you? Give me a yeah, give me a thieves tools dexterity check, but do so at disadvantage, so because you can't really see what it is that you're doing.
Okay. And Winzira, what's your inspiration die? Is it into 6 or an 8?
It's still a 6.
Okay.
I lied. It's an 8.
Ooh, okay. How about an 8?
Oh,
An 18. Thank you, Goblin.
unbelievable.
No problem. You could re-roll it again if you want.
I'm pretty cool with the 8.
As you open the chest, you hear a kind of a hissing sound as the seal is broken and air escapes. Um, you immediately though feel that air is so much warmer than anything that you're used to feeling. That the inside of this chest was kept warm, and then the air rushes out onto you. You can see that there's on its side within. There appears to be an ancient leather-bound book that bears the rune on its spine that looks identical to the rune that it was on the amulet that Zahn had given you.
Hmm. Interesting. I would like to retrieve said book.
As you go to reach for it, and as the air kind of shifts across of it, it literally disintegrates in front of you. Whatever was in there clearly was in there for well over 1,000 years, kind of sealed. However, the chest itself, as you reach into it, think about as if you reached into a cooler. then it would you would feel that cold air as you reached in. As you reach into the chest, it feels like warm. I mean, probably a little bit less warm than it in comparison, because in comparison with the rest of the chambers in here, it's significantly warmer. But you can feel that it's still warm. That heat's not dissipating from inside.
You guys, I found a warm chest.
Food go
It's like
gap.
it's like warm in there.
The bathtub for his Winzira.
Like, can I fit in the chest and maybe sleep in it?
Possibly, probably. You'd have to really ball up, but you could possibly get in there. Being the little goblin that you are. As you kind of move it around, Filbert, kind of picking it up and setting it on its rights, you would guess that the chest itself weighs about 25 pounds.
Okay. It's a little heavy for me to lug around.
I mean, what do we need a warm chest for? I mean,
It's
that's cool and all.
It's an invisible chest.
Yeah.
It's a good hiding spot.
Go ahead and give an Arcana check on that for me, Filbert.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a box.
it's probably magic since you can't see it.
I don't think so.
Kaz, you want to grab it?
Both.
Maybe we could put treasures in there and then people can't see them. Of course, we might not know where it is. I mean, I've
We
lost.
can use it as our safe deposit box at the inn that we own.
This is true. That's a good idea. If we
That's all I ever have.
there.
It's on an inn.
Yeah, it's a really crappy one though. We never have time to fix it up. Hopefully nobody's stolen more of our timber. Plus there was that secret tunnel under creepy crawlies in it, but
The spiders that disappeared reappeared.
yeah.
And the big crystal that's all shiny.
That's right. Well,
I mean,
if we
it'd be
think
nice to fix it up, I could set aside part of it as a mission. Let in fortunate and unfortunate alike.
Most fortunate that I've met try to steer away on.
Well, everybody needs to sleep somewhere. Tired enough, you're not that picky.
I used to sleep in a cave all the time.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that I'm.
In a dog pile with other goblins.
And now you sleep with the doggy.
Yeah. My life's been proved.
I'm sure they smell a lot better. Well, cool. So we're gonna take this chest, I guess, and we pretty much
if
said
someone doesn't mind carrying it,
Kaz said he would.
thanks, Kaz.
Sure thing, buddy.
Do you know where it is?
I point like 2.5 feet over from where it is.
I pick up some dust, kind of throw it down in the area, and wait for it to settle on top of it, and then pick it up.
That's very clever.
Where'd you get that much dust?
It's all over the place. Look around.
So one of the wolves, Winzira, starts kind of pawing through the debris that is all scattered around the floor, knocking aside some of the shattered glass and the alchemical equipment. And you're kind of watching him as you do. He's doing this. It's kind of entertaining for you. And he kind of starts knocking some things around, and it looks like you can hear some clattering. And looking down, roll perception for me.
Do I see any of this?
Are you not in that room?
Oh. We are, because the map's not up.
Oh, you want everything? You want maps? What the hell?
Seriously?
Well, that's there. I was using the theater of the imagination, but you're like, you're not in that room.
Theater of the mind, I think is what you're looking for there, but yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. Same, different.
Yeah, Windsor is out in the other room. And as you're picking up and you're putting away the chest, the simulacrum is kind of just still poking himself and, trying to get his bearings, and you can kind of just hear him talking. Grintas, my friend, look at me now.
Well, being alive is certainly better than not being alive.
Yes, but I must have a long way back to 10 Towns. Oh, boy. Tell you, the trip would have been made easier when I was made of nothing but ice and illusion. I'll have to bundle up for that walk. It's going to take me quite some time. You wouldn't be willing to part with any rations, perhaps, or anything that might aid me? I have some information that I could trade.
Cold weather clothing. And I have some common clothes. And I have my robe. Since I am not cold, I can't give you my snowshoes, but I can give you this set of clothing for people who are not as hardy and resistant to the cold as I am.
Well, that is far more generous than I would have expected. Thank you. If you could spare just a bit of food, I don't know that there's too much left here I didn't need to eat before. I think I could actually make my way. You do know the way to 10 Towns, don't you?
Yeah, I figured you were going to ride with us. I'm sure we'll be having a meal once we...
Oh, you will. I can ride with you. Well, if that's the case, then I'll be your guide back to 10 Towns. I know the way, of course.
That sounds nice.
And he ponders for a moment, and he says to you, there's some things that perhaps you should know. We could either talk about these things now or on the way. It's up to you, but there is some knowledge that I'd like to impart upon you. A confession of sorts, if you will.
Sure. I give me a moment. I'll change into my vestments. Do you want to do this in private or?
Quintus, turn your back. Give the lady some privacy. The wet kind of like turns his back.
throws them on over her chainmail and all of her clothes. Like, okay, we're ready to go. All right, go ahead.
I should say that, well, I guess now it's just me. I will claim the one and only. But my former self came here as part of an expedition sent by the Arcane Brotherhood. Some of you, I believe, are familiar with the Brotherhood. And he kind of gives Filbert a kind of a look, kind of gauging at you, as knowing that you were not originally from 10 Towns by your accent. And
should I do like a history check or something? Maybe see if my character would know.
well, you're not from 10 Towns. Not being from 10 Towns, and from where you are, you would most definitely heard of the Arcane Brotherhood. Anyone who is from 10 Towns can do a history check to see. Yeah, you absolutely certainly know Thea. You've heard plenty of horror stories of the Brotherhood being based out of Luskin, which
Luskin,
isn't
that's the name of it. Yeah.
which isn't very far to the south at all.
Well, like Hendrik kind of like gave them the rundown. Of
Yep.
The Arcane Brotherhood because he found that symbol because they didn't really know what it was, but.
Now I'm like, oh, it's all coming together.
So, Dazan, he lets you know that he says, I came here with 3 other of my brethren in the Brotherhood. We were on a mission, you see. We were trying to discover the lost city of Yedren, a Netherese city, which I believe this tower is a part of. And all of the magical treasures that might behold inside of this lost, powerful city. I will tell you this. You need to very much be watching out for the other 3 members of my expedition. While I now have a bit more of my memory and the feelings associated with it now that I've got true substance, I was not, shall we say, the kindest of individuals. I was very focused on all my goals, and I often would not stop to deal with moralistic concerns in pursuit of my objectives. But
very common among the Brotherhood, from what I understand.
I was a pussycat, Sir Goliath, compared to my 3 companions. Avarice, very apropos named, is a tiefling evoker who delights in nothing but destruction. She does have a weakness, though, and that is her paranoia. She can't bring herself to trust anyone except, well, maybe those 2 gargoyle companions of hers. And she even suspects them. They're Nas Lothamer. That's a human diviner. She likes to pry knowledge from others by reading their thoughts. So be careful. If you find yourself in the proximity of her, guard your mind against her. Her weakness, though, is always looking ahead and never behind her. And with that, he gives, again, a knowing glance to you, Filbert. The last of us is probably the cherry on top of this repugnant sundae. Velen Harple, a necromancer, as cold and uncaring as the corpses she animates. She's a withered old fool whose greatest asset, her family name, does her no good up here at Icewind Dale. you could expect that she's surrounded herself with corpses, either found or that she's made herself. I won't insult your intelligence by claiming I'm telling you this for purely altruistic means. Certainly, now that we've split up upon coming to the Dale, they will be out looking for Yithrin as much as I am. And now they are more my rivals than my companions. So, those as capable as yourself might be able to, shall we say, put a hindrance in their path.
And do you think they're still here, or they're still searching for more towers like this?
Oh, I don't believe that they found this tower at all. We split up once we reached the outskirts of Icewind Dale. We are a brotherhood of sorts, true, but we are very competitive with each other. So as soon as our expedition had reached the outside of 10 towns, we split up, each pursuing our own leads and our own agendas.
We came across a brotherhood symbol in Remen.
Interesting.
Of course, it was our wizard friend who's no longer with us, unfortunately. I pointed it out, and we never found any more evidence of anything, but he was very shocked to find that symbol there.
Well, I can tell you it was very much likely one of my brethren, who I've just mentioned. I couldn't tell you which one, but that is clearly a warning to any one of us to let us know that they have staked a claim to investigating. Perhaps they had a clue or some kind of contact that they were expecting to come find, or find them, for that matter.
Doesn't sound very much like a brotherhood to me.
Well, it is a brotherhood of the strong and of the ruthless. We collect knowledge for the use of the rest of the brotherhood, but there is certain status that goes with the retrieval of new artifacts and new bits of lost lore. And, well, we each want that. And when we're not within the confines of the towers, well, anything can go.
Well, seeing as how it is the life force that was inside of me that brought you to being, I should certainly hope that this path will lead you in Lathander's light and not astray as your previous unlife half-life was.
Does that make you a mommy?
Yes, I'm your mommy now.
Oh, absolutely. Mom.
We don't have to continue down the path that is laid before us by our
Well, that sounds like a good way to get lost.
predecessors.
Predecessors.
Just because you were created from somebody doesn't mean that you have to do what his will was.
No.
You were kind to us, and yes, it aided you, But there is goodness in you. Otherwise, I would not have helped. I think that Lathander has put us here to help you on a righteous path. And perhaps you won't be the best there ever was, but certainly better than you were. And it's striving towards good that is every single step of the path.
Kaz is like dragging got the chest. He's like trying to figure out how he's up through the hole while she about
Don't you just family about Lathander. I was proper sermon there.
Amen.
Does it look like that I might be able to like jump up and grab the hole?
Out in
It's
the
like
other room? Yeah.
Down.
Yeah, no, but you do have an invisible chest that you could possibly stand on
Okay.
and do so.
What I'll do then is tie a rope around the chest, like
Yep.
that way I can stand on it, get up there,
And still pull up. Sure.
Yeah. I'll start doing that, tying the rope around.
Okay. Was anybody else doing anything before you ascend up?
I don't think so, unless we're ready to get going.
Currently, the one you've got Winzero's in the other room, kind of curled up with one of the dire wolves. The other one's kind of rooting around in the debris and stuff on the floor.
Someone should go get Winzera.
You have to come out. The hole's in this room.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you're gonna be there, that's where the hole is. Oh shit! Your passive perception's an 18, Filbert. You look over and you notice that the one dire wolf is kind of rooting around on the ground. He seems to be kind of trying to like almost like chew on something. It's almost if it's like a chew toy, chomp stick or whatever the hell. I can't remember what those things are called.
Hey, pup, what you got there?
Roll an animal handling. See how he likes you trying to muscle in on his chew toy. Okay. So
18.
he kind of looks up at you, tongue lagging. He's kind of like getting a little bit bored with it. Where is my fucking page with that? So you see that what he's actually been chewing on is a tube. You're pretty sure it's a spell scroll. I'm sorry, a scroll tube. Well, maybe a spell scroll. Could be a map scroll. Some kind of scroll tube made out of black crystal.
Nice. I will fetch that little tube and investigate it a little bit.
First roll me an Arcana check.
I can re-roll that. Not terribly better, but an 11.
Yeah, it's better than average. You don't feel that kind of buzzing, kind of power or vibe or energy that you felt when you picked up the spears made of the same material.
Okay.
And then just looking around on it, it looks like it's sealed. Like the edges of the where the two pieces would have met together look like there's intact wax at the seam between the top and the bottom of this crystal tube.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I start fiddling around with it and chipping off the wax.
Yeah, you're able to just kind of crack the seal. It's basically sealing it shut, and it's pretty brittle with age. And inside, you find up what looks to be like a rolled up piece of golden foil. And taking it out, it looks like there has been
I got a golden ticket.
The words of some kind of arcane ruins have been stamped into this golden foil.
Hey,
Let me double check something on your. Where did I put your sheet? Oh, bugger. It's on here. Oh, there you are. Okay. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Ignore me.
hey, magic people. I found something. I don't know what it is.
Well, technically now you are.
Yeah.
That's right. I can do minor illusion.
You can. And so somehow, you feel like if you would have looked at this before having this gift bestowed upon you, would have been gibberish. But you actually see that these are, although you don't necessarily understand what it is, you understand that these are the words of a spell.
Hey, magic people. I found a
Yeah.
spell.
Ho ho ho! You have you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, but John knows what's up with that.
I'll show it to him.
All right. So he takes the scroll from you. And he begins to peruse it. Yes, I will tell you. This is clearly the work of the Netherese. You can tell they use not paper, they use this gold foil. See how it's still here after 1,000 years. It's beautiful, is it not? And their use of this chardolin like this. This was a common practice of theirs, you know. Have you encountered chardolin before?
I believe we have.
Oh, those terrible evil thingies that we buried in a pit.
They were just some weapons.
They were horrible.
There
They
were
made
just some
me
weapons.
vomit just touching them.
They were totally fine.
Yes. Infused with some kind of negative energy or demonic, perhaps. A common practice for those less skilled in the use of the true weave. Oftentimes, it can be temporarily or minorly infused with a demon's or a devil's power. Possibly that would not quite go with your Morning Lord's power coursing through you, I can imagine. That would be rather unpleasant to touch. But this was not infused at all, other than to being used as a potentially longevity receptacle for this particular scroll. I would normally be very interested in acquiring spell scrolls, since I'll now have to recreate my spell book, seeing as it's very likely lost. But I do happen to know this one, as a matter of fact, and it is still fresh in my mind, so I'll be able to transcribe it, even without references such as this. But with this, you could cast the illusion spell.
Well,
So it is a spell scroll of invisibility.
It's a useful scroll.
yeah. Here,
For
Winzira.
an artificer, bard, sorcerer, warlock, or wizard.
Yep, there you go, Winzira.
Yeah, I can go invisible for an hour. Next time we're running from enemies again.
He kind of looks at you a little bit closer, Windsor. Yes, Goblin, that's entirely correct. It would last for an hour. Very astute of you.
I don't know what you astute means, but yes, thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else,
Well, I think we have explored this entire facility as much as we can. Unfortunately, the rockfall blocked off the other areas.
Mostly just the stairway.
Yeah.
well, as you say that, he kind of looks around and starts kicking some things with his feet, and he reaches down and he picks up a brass key that was kind of buried in amongst the things on the floor. I know that you've opened that chest, but perhaps this might help you lock it. And he hands you a brass key.
Oh, nice. Handy. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Thanks.
We were just gonna have Filbert rig it every time, you know. The key is much better.
Yeah, well, you mentioned looking around, and he just rolled a 16 in his perception, so. There you have it.
Sure, by now I'm done tying the rope around. I'm gonna stand on the chest and pull myself up, pull the chest up.
Okay, so Kaz pulls himself up and leaves you all behind.
Then I'll poke my head down, like, here's a rope. Drop the rope down, and I'll use myself as an anchor.
Pulling us up.
I'm gonna just
Alright.
climb up one at a time.
Okay. First, Winzira.
Okay. Alright, Jeffrey, and I already forgot your other name. But you come up last, okay?
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get up, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. I don't know if the hole is big enough for them to leap through in a standing jump. Okay, so what's the order going up?
I'll go up. Well, no, Winzira's gonna go up.
Okay.
Whee!
Somebody
Then-
should stay down to try to catch Filbert when he tries to climb.
Yeah. Do that.
I can just stay behind and help try to harness the wolves.
At which point, Filbert's able to zip up the line with absolutely no difficulty whatsoever. almost just
Okay.
kind of wanting to show you up. Since there was no with a rope, there's no check involved. All right. Zan looks over at his bodyguard and says, "I'll go up first. You can climb. You do remember how, so do so when I reach the top." And he comes up, and then you feel the cold presence emerging from below as Crintus makes his way upwards. Go ahead and roll an animal handling, Winzira, as you try to call them up. All right, so they're gonna have disadvantage.
It's because I forgot your name, isn't it? I'm so sorry.
So they attempt to get up through the hole. Oh, and they can't make it through. The hole is they were able to squeeze through to get down, but having to do a standing jump upwards, they're having a lot of difficulty getting through the hole. And they mill about a little bit, but are unable to follow up with you. Is there anything you want to try?
Do about that?
Is it possible?
Can we lift them up like we did the axe beaks?
They're much bigger than the X.
No, I think they're the same size, only thinner, right?
I could try to pull them up if you want to go down and tie a rope around them.
Okay.
And try.
Yeah, they're about the same size. The problem is they can't leap straight up 12 feet and get into a little hole. So they can't get good purchase. So lowering down Winzira with a rope, she ties around a rope. And Kaz, if you're gonna do it by yourself, just give me a strength roll. If anybody's gonna give you some help, then you can add their strength modifier to yours.
Faye is gonna assist.
Kaz, you got this. I believe in you. Do, 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 do.
15 plus her modifier is 2, so 18.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get them up with a little bit of effort. And some angry snarls. They didn't quite like doing it. But yeah, you're able to get them up into a very crowded chamber now.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll head up to the next level. Rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. Down the thing.
Yeah.
Pull it up, hold onto the rope, and throw it down.
All right. Zan, I'll be right back. And he kind of goes off into the room where you found him. And you can hear him kind of stuffing some things into a sack, gathering up some of the things that he's collected there, some personal items, some things he thinks might be useful. And then he comes and meets you.
Rinse, repeating.
Do you guys have that little weird symbol on your screen as well? In the map in the hallway?
The
Like
yellow,
some-
the white circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. I have no idea what that is.
Hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything.
I see it.
It almost looks like it's a. I can't. And when I click on it, it won't even do the ping. I have to just ping just off of it.
Oh yeah.
See anything?
Anyway.
It's weird. Like the ping goes like behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like a timing or, still working kind of.
Yeah, it's like a progress swirly thing.
Yellow.
That's where
Anyway.
ours is showing. Just depends on where you have the map. It stays if you move if you like right click and drag the map around, it'll stay. It's the loading symbol. It's just stuck.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's on everybody's screen.
Yeah.
I refreshed the page and it went
Use
away.
a different class.
Go. Fresh.
All right. So you rinse and repeat, and you're able to get yourself up to the second level.
Cool.
We
Everyone.
got that. I know we had that symbol get stuck on us last week. She ended up restarting her roll 20 to get rid of it. I just dealt with it all game.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with restarting roll 20 yet again. I've done it enough.
Yeah, I just dealt with it all game. It bugged her.
Oh well, I just accidentally clicked the back button on my mouse, so
Started it anyway.
starting it over anyway. Ay vey. All right. So everyone roll as you come up. Give me actually we'll say that based on your passives, Filbert, you and Thea hear some scuffling and voices from above.
There's something above us.
So I think it's natural that anybody would at that point stop and listen.
Yeah.
So everybody can roll a perception test check for me.
Do you want me to roll it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
Ah. Zirk, really. She could read thought.
Hang on, give me a second. I gotta move some things around here because I accidentally did something I didn't mean to do. Okay, so Kaz, you and Winzira and Filbert can clearly hear coming from above. And Thea, you again, you make out. There's definitely some voices and whatnot, but you didn't. Maybe where you are in the room doesn't quite have the better acoustics. It's not quite reaching you to make it out. Um, but when Zira, you you guys all make out kind of a guttural voices and speaking in a language that you don't quite understand, but you get the tone of it. Gwynzira, you, however, can definitely tell what they're saying, being that they're speaking in kind of a very deep, heavy goblin.
My only
Uh,
unknown language.
Does anybody else speak Goblin? I don't think so, right? No one else?
I speak jive.
No,
No,
Pardon me,
no goblin
stewardess.
here.
I speak jive.
I'm just common giant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I am common, celestial, dwarvish, and gnomish. Nope.
Okay. I'm just looking to see if I've got. I wish they had. They put all this stuff in alphabetical order. You hear, Winzira. I'm starving. There's gotta be something to eat here. I know. I would give anything just for a little something to chew on. I don't know that I can eat any more ice. My stomach is gonna turn inside out. And you hear some things smashing. And, oh, I'm freezing. And you said there would be food down here. I don't see any food. The place is a wreck. I'd do about anything just for find something to eat.
That was 3 voices?
You made out at least probably closer to 4, maybe 5. It's hard to say.
Ooh, we got some hungry people upstairs.
Oh, they're blocking our way. What do we do?
We can either wait till they eat each other and then leave and kill the last one, or we can kill them all.
Okay.
Or we can just wait here until they leave.
Maybe they're going to come down here.
That would be easier on us.
I have that slab of basilisk meat. Maybe we can throw that up to them.
Ooh, and maybe they'll go away. Or kill
Maybe
each
they
other.
will.
They sound really hungry.
You start hearing, Breck said there'd be stuff down here. That why do we listen to Breck anymore anyway?
Said they're hungry. Maybe we could give them some more food or something to go away. You think that'd work?
Yeah, I was just thinking we can throw up the basilisk meat.
also mentioned a Breck.
I don't know any Breck.
So, when Zero, you think if I told you, would you be able to talk to him?
Uh, did I
Maybe.
mention? No, I would rather not be eaten by people.
Well, if you offer them food, they probably won't try to eat us. Or do you just want to go up and fight them? I don't know.
I mean, are we really in a rush?
I'm gonna try and throw the meat up through the hole.
All right.
What kind of check is that gonna be?
Just a straight dex check.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best shot. It kind of goes up and, you clip the side a little bit, but it lands up there. Um,
and I guess we'll wait and see what happens. When Zero, tell us what they say.
So,
Okay.
oh, wait. I think I found something. Come, look at this. Kirk, look, I found meat. There's meat. And you hear kind of more smashing as things are kind of thrown out of the way, and you hear a door kind of slamming open and maybe even getting ripped off the hinges as you hear kind of the pounding of several different feet. You said there was nothing in this room. Now you say that there's meat? Yeah, it's over by this hole. Maybe it came up out of the hole. Idiot. That's dead meat. Didn't climb out a hole. You hear like a meaty thump. um, looking as you guys are looking up at the through the hole, you see a big head kind of looking down in at you at this point. Oh, and you hear kind of a roar and whatnot. When Zero, you're the only one who makes out. He goes, "Oh, so things down below. Things down below."
We are things down below.
But you can see kind of several of them have pulled back, and you can kind of hear them kind of squabbling with themselves. And say, "Oh, don't take all of it. Give me some." And you can hear just like mowing as they're just chomping through it all. Do you guys need a break? John and Tara?
sorry, what?
Do you guys want to take a break?
No, it's okay. Just
'Kay.
No, you close it all the way. Close it.
We're good.
We're good.
Okay. Very good. Just checking.
Kid. But da, 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 da.
So we are
Yeah.
things down below.
Ah.
So now they know we're down here.
Well,
Maybe,
we gave them meat.
maybe you could tell them we could give them more meat.
We don't have any more meat.
Oh, we don't.
I only cut like one slab off of it, and the wolf ate the rest of it.
Jeffrey was hungry.
I'm sure he was.
Uh,
Hello.
yes.
Hey, did you hear that? Someone speak good down there. Um, who down there?
Winzira, the goblin, is down here.
Ugh, puny goblin down there. Well, did she got more meat? You got more food? Winzira goblin?
No, I ate it all. I was really
Oh,
hungry.
well, I don't want to eat no goblin. No, goblin tastes terrible. But I hungry.
But there's a pack of axe beaks to the left if you go out of the tower.
Well, we can't understand what she's saying.
Roll a. Is that really where you left them? Did we leave them to the left of the tower or to the right? Are you trying to like persuade them or deceive them?
Winzira has no concept of directions, so she just picked left.
All right. Fitty chance. Okay, you're inadvertently trying to deceive them, but you don't know that. So go ahead and roll a perception.
Persuasion?
Yeah, because you think you're telling them the right way, even though you're telling them the wrong way.
Yeah, you said perception, so that's why we were questioning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Persuasion. Yeah, a charisma persuasion. Against their insight.
It's not horrible.
Insight would be. Is that intelligence? I thought so.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Nice.
good axe beak, huh? Oh, okay, let's go. Hey, who did there more food outside? She said to the right, little goblin. Thank you, goblin girl. However, the leader. Let's just have just a quick little look at that. We go look, goblin girl, but we no find any of these axe beaks. We might have to come back and string you up. See how you squeal over fire. Tell us the truth.
I'm 100% sure they're to the left.
Okay. You hear them kind of, you hear some skirtling and scuttling and whatnot, and up they go.
All right, we're going up.
Let's get out of here, quick!
You told them the right before, and then you told them the left that time. So let's just do a straight up, see if they even.
Left the first time.
Oh, she said left both times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Though, no, that would have been funny if I said right. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So you hear kind of the last little bit of scrambling up. You hear some, more kind of banging and whatnot as things are getting shifted about. And go ahead.
Good. Up the hole.
Yeah.
Me first, and everybody else. Me first. Give me.
We'll assume that you're bringing everybody as before. Okay.
Hey, Zahn.
Yeah.
You might want to be aware that there's some goblins up there that are not like our goblin. Or maybe they are, but Zira's much nicer.
bugbears?
Yes, I saw them. Yes, I saw up there. Yes, that didn't look like a goblin to me though. If I had to guess, I would say that that was a bugbear.
Oh
Part
yeah,
of
yeah,
the goblin family, of course. You see, there are the bugbears, the big brutes. Not the
Mhm.
brightest stars in the sky. Not like your effervescent little goblin companion. And then there's the hobgoblins. Yes, the militant little, very well organized, very nasty.
I always found the name bugbear to be so bizarre.
How about we talk about this later?
Yeah, we got a little bit of walking to hurrying to do.
Yeah.
Yep. Up the hole.
I'd
Okay.
rather not get strung over a fire.
Well, on this
What?
one, you guys kind of go up, and there's the upward slope that you're able to kind of scurry up this time. Um, um, let's see. Let's see if they can fit. Why is that a disadvantage? Um, the wolves are able to kind of work their way up through, but it's a pretty arduous trek up for them. Um, by the time that they make it up to the top, after having to pull themselves through, you can see that large parts of their fur there's been kind of scratched off. They've got marks from digging their way through. Both of their tongues are kind of like they're panting pretty heavily. They look pretty exhausted as they kind of pull themselves out um, onto the snow.
Oh, poor puppies.
I am going to peek out of the hole ramp thing if I can see the bugbear.
It's currently dark out as you look outward from your current location. Are you going to having to cast? You did not have to use your light source down within the spire, upside down spire, because of the sconces providing light and the scones tantalizingly looking appetizing that you can't eat. Um, but out here, you emerge out into pitch blackness. Let's see what we have with the whole blizzard thing going on right
Well, you know how I do. It's gonna be on my symbol.
So which way did you tell him to go? And
Left.
left. I will look left and see if I can see anything up to 120 feet out.
now.
Did you just light up our position?
Yeah.
She sure did. You can see the tail end of the backside of kind of these lumbering shapes moving off in the direction that Windzira had sent them. And looking to the other side, you can still see where you've kind of had left the axe beak in kind of the shelter of it. The wind has definitely started to greatly pick up since you walk out, you're sitting outside, and it is blowing quite nasty out there. But they are moving off in the opposite direction that you have the axe beaks at this point.
All right. So should we get going then?
Yes.
Yee.
Let's go.
Yep.
Head out.
Make like a baby.
Head out.
All right. Go ahead and Filbert, give us your survival. Go ahead and give it an advantage as you're getting now aid from Dazan, who heads you in the right direction.
24.
All right. While the winds are blowing pretty nasty, you don't encounter full heavy snowstorm. Um, though the telltale signs are there.
Was there any sign of the werebear that was supposed to be watching Axe stuff?
That's right. He did say he was gonna hang out and
They couldn't fit.
protect us from the opening.
Yeah.
You do not see any sign of him. Do you take time to search the area, or do you?
Son of a bitch.
Or do you guys head on and right out?
Yeah, I'm sure Abby
Let's
will
go.
go. But Abby did lead us here.
But hopefully,
Goodbye.
hopefully she's all right.
I actually get on a dire wolf.
Okay.
Come
I
on,
mean, it's
follow the puppies.
I mean, I didn't mean to have you guys head off without me telling. If you guys want to take a quick moment to, look around, you certainly can.
I kind of want to look around real quick. Because she did help us get here and everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give a. Let me ask you this. Thea, did you light up the
Yep.
your light spell? Okay, so go ahead and give a investigation for the area at regular. You don't have to do it at disadvantage. Oh yeah. So with Thea there, it's at full.
There you go.
She pats you on the back and mumbles a prayer to the Thander underneath her breath.
And it was investigation, you said?
Yeah, since you're looking specifically.
Womp womp.
Roll your.
Womp
8.
womp.
You're kind of know that you're under the clock here, so you do a very cursory, quick investigation of the area. You can't help but see that there was some kind of scuffle, even in the blowing snow, because there are splotches of not quite completely buried blood. And actually, give me a survival as well. Yeah, so although you don't find a whole lot with the area around the blood, you can see that there was tracks that haven't quite been completely withered away from the blowing wind, and that it appears that a larger number of tracks had come into the area, and there was some kind of scuffle, and then there were two different groups, one that kind of went away, and one that a smaller group that kind of came towards where you were. And it looks like you can even see that there are bigger, deeper footprints kind of pursuing the larger group of tracks that kind of broke away.
I think she may have went after the other half of this bugbear band. Looks like her footprints are following behind another set of them.
Aid her or head on to.
Those group, just so we are clear, the group that you think that might have been Abby pursuing look like they've headed off to the north.
Okay.
Zing looks at you and says, I don't know where it is actually that you think we should be going. East Haven is off, to the southeast. Excuse me, the southwest.
West.
Due west from here would be the north end of Loch Dinnershire. We could make our way around to Caer Konig, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing but tundra up above us. I don't know if we don't meet up with Abby, we're gonna be in trouble.
Guess. Bye, Abby. Good luck. Let's go.
I think she seems to know what she's doing.
True.
She seems very capable. And hopefully we'll cross paths with her again, but we should head out of here. I think another storm's coming.
All right.
Roll in.
Let's go.
All right. Well, moving backwards to that original 24 that you rolled for your survival, you are quite capable of heading off, even in the dark and the wind, along that direction that you wanted to. How long do you want to travel? Westward.
We should go to.
Or I should say, how long before you stop?
Okay, so you're talking time-wise and not distance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess, I mean, how are we feeling? Like, how tired are we?
We shouldn't be very tired.
Where's Caer Konig?
It's in 10 towns.
Is it over here by Loch Dinnershire?
Yeah, one of those two is.
Caer Konig's the top one.
We should head there.
Caer Konig Denival is the southern one.
So
And
we
then-
can just head due west
Yep.
and cross over the river part if possible, and then follow the shore of the loch.
Putting this in here.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, so back to how tired are we? I guess we'll travel until we either
Okay.
get tired or hit the river.
Yeah.
Take me to the river.
All right.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
So while we're traveling, I will remind them as to why we want to go to Caer Konig and also stop by Caer Denival. So, we got some notes here from when we were at the pub, and there's a lot of vandals and thieves and stuff in Caer Konig. The town speaker, Torvis, is definitely looking for some people to help. And then we want to check out more of that black ice in Caer Denival. Sounds like there's some of that there. Also, the speaker there has fallen ill.
If it pays money, let's do it.
I certainly think Caer Konig will be.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is while we're traveling.
Of course. Yeah, and you're making decent time. with the dire wolves kind of loping and Winzira kind of riding on them. They kind of break a trail through the snow for you. That makes the going a little bit easier for the axe beaks. Are you letting
They're
Danzig?
riding that.
Are they riding anything, or are they lumbering after you? Because that'll tell me how far you can get.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a sled anymore.
But we're alive.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, I think we have to have people lumber along.
Well, you can ride one of the dire wolves.
Yeah, they could.
Pair up with something on an axe beak. Something kind of light.
Give a animal handling check with advantage, Winzira, since you summoned them. They're okay with Danzig coming on, but it's the undead they're kind of uneasy about. Yeah, okay. They're not happy about it, but they allow it. Moving with two people on their back, however, they're already a little bit exhausted from climbing out of the. So after 4 hours, they actually kind of get another level of exhaustion, and it's going to start to slow them down after about 4 hours of travel.
Design right up plan.
Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get. I lost my page. I wanted to see what levels of exhaustion. I don't have that up in front of me. Yeah, so their speed is halved. After about 4 hours, you guys were making pretty good time, making about a mile an hour in the snow, which is pretty good. However, after about another hour, I'm sorry, about 4 hours afterwards, the wolves are definitely kind of tiring. They're not able to break through the snow as quickly, and you're only able to now start to make about a half mile an hour.
It's like your wolves are getting tired. Do you think we should hold up for tonight?
Yeah, I think so. We've been at it for a while, right?
Sure.
So about 6 hours in to your traveling, you find you're consulting with Danzig, Filbert, and your maps. He puts you at roughly in this area, so not too far from the lake,
Okay.
or at least the water tributary that's going to bring you into the lake. So maybe somewhere in this kind of vicinity. You certainly can't see very far because of the darkness. Magic missile.
I have a spell that lets me detect when lakes are near.
I asked Danzig if we should tell our children not to hold his hand. Also ask if we should not walk his way.
Should always walk his way. I think this is a good place to rest. We gotta let those wolves recover.
Time to dancing. Oh.
We going to sleep?
We not hear his.
Yeah, we should try to make some sort of wind breaking wall. How long are those wolves gonna be around, Windsor?
Till dawn.
So we can make
And the
use of
wolf
their body heat.
can,
Well,
well,
let's see. How many of them are there? I can't count.
last time we had to set something up for the dogs and the axe beaks, but we should possibly all be able to fit in here except for maybe the zombie.
So it's the dire wolves and the axe beaks that are too big.
So it's what, up to 9 people, the medium size.
Yes.
So can the dire wolves dig out like a lean-to type of dealio like we had before for the other dogs and the axe beak?
The dire wolves are kind of
They
tired.
they
mean,
can certainly
they're-
try.
I don't think so. I think Jeffrey and what's his name needs some rest. They did good work today. Good boys. Good boys.
Well, I mean, at this point, they have they would be at disadvantage at their strength check to do so. That's all. But they certainly could try.
I'll help dig out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sit here and
Spot for the wolves and the axe beaks.
And I will quote some scriptures while we do it.
Actually, I'm gonna. Yeah.
I go back out and brave the weather.
I'm going to bust a giant's might. And I'll be rolling my strength checks at advantage for my digging.
All right.
And I'm gonna try to bust it out real quick.
Go ahead and do
Bust
so.
lots of things up.
Damn.
Hold on. Plus D4 because it's guided. So
25? All right. Yeah. You're a freaking earth mover.
And I'm like, like some snow when I turn around and it's done. Wait, I was assisting, so doesn't that mean you can add my strength modifier? It's 27 then.
No, you're able to dug it out, and yes, when Thea was there and kind of used her shield to kind of scoop some of the stuff out of the way too. As you're kind of like this giant form, snow's flying everywhere. Thea keeps packing the sides, just kind of using her shield, drawing little symbols of Lathander, into the snow, and hearts and other kind of nonsense. And you're able to pretty effectively dig out a little hollow that hopefully would be good for them to spend the night on. And we'll have to wait and see.
We give them some rations.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that off.
It's on the purple sheet.
So it's everyone, the puppies, us, except the undead person, and the direwolves and the axe beads.
Yep. They were.
Yes, he can stand outside and guard our repose if that is okay with you. He's quite good at that.
And you also tell him to protect our dogs and
Certainly.
I mean, he can at least just give us an alarm call.
yeah.
Very well. I will give him those instructions. And he kind of steps over, and he starts. You can hear him talking to the what in low voice, gesturing, and you can see him at one point pointing to the animals, and pointing to where you guys are setting up. Windsor, have you cast the spell yet, or are you about to?
I am
I'm assuming.
spending 11 minutes.
Right. So he gestures over to the group as you go to do so.
I try and eavesdrop on that.
Go ahead and roll perception.
19.
All right. Give me just 2 seconds, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I closed his thing out, and I'm just having to find it again. Hang on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you hear him to tell you. You hear him talking, and oh, you will guard me. I will be in with these new companions, and you will make sure that nothing gets in. Keep an eye out for those beasts over there as well. We'll need them, and should you encounter anything, first warn, and then prevent them from attacking me, and of course the enclosure. If you can get between you and them, and watch the animals as well. We'll definitely need them as well. But as always, your number one priority is my protection.
Okay, cool. Alright, so I guess we'll wait for Windsor to cast her spell and sleep. Right.
Yes.
Well, some rations. So we have an extra person. So is that still 1 day's worth of rations or?
It would probably be say a day and a half, if you want to do half. And you've fed all. You got your 3 remaining axe beaks. Yeah.
Two.
Two.
Oh, that's right.
remain-
Just the 2 remaining. That's right.
Yeah, and then the dogs. So.
Because we had it, we had written in here still 7 days of ration for mounts and dogs. We had it rolled into one.
Yeah.
When we bought them.
Yeah.
But I forgot to mark off the other day, so I marked down 2.
So now
Okay.
it says 5.
Yeah. If only you had a cleric who could create food and water.
Food and water, yeah.
Sure, it would be much better. We paid good money for this. Well, we don't have that prepared.
Well, as you're about to go to sleep. Just saying.
Didn't create food and water, is that level 3 or 4?
3.
Ah.
45 pounds of food. That's a lot.
So, Winzero, what is what does your tiny hut look like tonight?
It's a very dull, dirty snow color and tries to blend in with surroundings
Okay.
so bugbears don't find us.
And what's the size of that? Is it a 20-foot circle?
I think it's a 10-foot, 10 radius.
10-foot radius, I believe,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it's tiny. Okay. So you guys are really packed in there. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Let's do this. Why don't we take a little bit of a bio break and come back in. You want 5 or 10? Probably 10.
6?
6 exactly for Filbert. He has to be back in 6. Everybody else can have 10.
9
Good.
Cool.
minutes and 43 seconds.
All right. So, talk to me about. Are you keeping watch? Is anyone, or are you trusting the wit to keep you safe and warn you? What are you guys doing?
I think we should take single shifts.
Yeah. I'll sit up for first.
I guess I'll go second.
Third.
Okay.
Get out of
Zahn does not actually offer. So, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Jerk.
I wouldn't.
He seems to be suffering a little bit from the cold. And as soon as that Winzira's tiny hut snaps into place, you see him kind of move in and without even really taking off any of his cold weather gear, he just stuffs it in the corner and the sack, and within seconds he's out cold. It definitely seems that it was a bit of a strain on him. Let's use this guy. We're gonna go there. Go down there. So there's 4 of you, each taking a shift. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure something out here. All right. So who's taking the first shift?
That would be me.
Kaz. Okay. So Kaz, as your friends all start to settle down in, probably within. Let's see. Your shift is going to last for 2 hours. After about an hour and a half or so into your shift, you kind of roll perception for me.
Oh. 19.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks, huh?
You see the wit, Crintus, kind of move off a little bit, take a few strides off away from where he's been kind of perched, close to the hut and kind of in between the hut and the dugout that was dug for the animals, where they have been kind of corralled in. And taking a few steps off in that direction, after a moment or two, you hear him and signaling and kind of waving to pointing out. You have dark vision for how far?
120 feet.
Yeah, I heard. I was just making an adjustment. Following his gaze and where he's pointing, you see movement out in the darkness of several different shapes, kind of using some mostly covered trees as cover, heading in your direction.
All right, I will shake the closest person to me. Say we've got company. And then I'll just shake everybody awake, say we got company, and grab my axe and step out of the hut.
And you grab my bow.
Oh, I never get to sleep.
I would say that, however, anybody who wants to would get the benefit of a short rest.
I would prefer holding on for the long rest.
Okay.
Because if you get the benefits of the short rest, you actually won't get the benefits of the long rest. Is that correct?
Correct. Well, you'd have to just, since it was in the first hour, you would just have to have a longer rest. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Okay.
And it all depends what happens when you get interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Hut disappears in 8 hours, no matter what.
Yeah. But the only thing is when Zara can't leave or cast it through it.
Oh.
Or else it gets away.
Good luck, guys.
I'm getting my long rest.
She's like, I'm safe, that's all that matters.
Oh, you gotta
just
be
going back to
kidding
sleep.
me. Oh, I know what the problem is. Hang on. Stupid roll 20. Stupid dynamic lighting. Stupid.
Much strong. Why does it keep taking your night vision away? Doesn't like it.
No.
They're too powerful. Nerf, nerf, nerf.
And Windzera, you've got night vision too, right? 60 feet.
Yes.
Yeah. Why does it keep taking your fucking night vision away? All right. The rest of you, however.
Because roll 20.
You wake to darkness, Filbert and Thea, with the other two kind of looking out, pointing towards, even though you don't know, but in the direction of southwest.
Bing.
So let me do this. Go. Even though that does no good for you, Thea.
Bing. Bing. Bing.
Yeah, I'll step out. I'm gonna step out of the hut with my axe and call out. Be like, I suggest moving along.
In common?
Whoever's out there, I suggest moving along.
Okay. In common, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you yell that out, you you hear kind of movement outside and things kind of being knocked about. Oh, and who are you to be? Actually, roll an intimidation. What am I thinking? Let's see. Let's see how intimidating that was.
21.
Well, damn, that was pretty intimidating.
I am like a 7-foot tall Goliath, so it helps.
It does indeed. Yeah. So you look out, and what you see for you is a group, large group of individuals moving forward towards you. It looks to be there are 7 or so medium-sized, probably your size or smaller, if not in height, but maybe some of them are a little bit broader in shoulder. And one extremely large, lumbering individual, much bigger, probably cresting 8 feet tall, lumbering through the snow in your direction. They wear an assemblage of kind of hide and steel bound armor. What did you roll on your perception before, Kaz? 25? 19.
Oh, no, it was 19.
Yeah, so you note that you've seen orcs before, and you realize that this is a band of orcs that has stumbled upon you. Although this large creature, give me a nature check. Let's see if you recognize what that is.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
11.
It sort of looks somewhat ogre-like, but not quite an ogre. It looks more human than an ogre. And you'd think that ogres are generally a little bit bigger.
So it's like half ogre.
You do note that one of the orcs has kind of a somewhat fancier helmet and is carrying a shield. And on the shield, there seems to be something. It's gray, looks gray, either paint or some kind of marking that was used to mark it to your vision. It looks like some kind of crude eye with 3 arrows sticking out of it. Funny place for a campsite.
Yeah, we're making our way back to one of the 10 towns. My name's Kazarian. Yours?
I am chief. That is all you need to know. I am chief of my tribe. We are hunters. We seek prey to feed the tribe.
Sure, there's plenty of animals out there for you.
There seems to be some animals here.
I said that's not a good idea for you, though.
Are those your animals?
Yes, those are our mounts.
My tribe is very hungry. We have been days and not finding game. Yet there's game there. Perhaps your game, no?
You're welcome to try. I don't suggest it though.
Mickey,
Yeah.
do I recognize that symbol as the many arrows?
You do.
Okay.
Well, if you could see it.
I thought Thea threw her light up.
Oh, I didn't hear her say that. Did she say that?
Yeah, she did. She was like, she bings.
Apologies. I didn't. That didn't come across. Yeah, let me fix that.
That's why I was like, bing, 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 bing.
I heard you do that, and I didn't register if that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Well, now you know.
Now I know that bing, bing, bing means you are emitting bright light.
I also put the chat.
She also put the light spell in the chat when she did it.
Oh, you did? Sorry, dude. I'm juggling a lot of things, you know. Random encounters fucking kill me. So it's 60-30, right?
2020?
Oh, is that it? It's 20, 20
Yeah,
and
it's
40.
20.
Okay, so it's 2040. Oh, in addition, so it's just 2020. Okay, they changed that. I don't know if you could make that out yet, Filbert.
Okay, they moved off a little bit.
Well, the individual with that shield is about 65 feet from you currently.
I see him now. Down in the bottom left.
Yeah, so you've got Kaz has stepped out, and he can see further in the dark than you guys anyway. But as you guys are talking, they are coming forward. We'll say that they're definitely moving. Oh, come on, roll 20. They've moved forward a little bit, kind of spread out. Oop. And the chief has kind of moved forward, and then, you know, this kind of guy seems to be kind of sticking close to him, like kind of some kind of lieutenant or something. And we'll say, yeah, you can just barely make it out, Filbert, on his shield. Give me a perception, actually. In dim light, so give it with disadvantage. And I'll tell you if you can make it out. Yeah,
10.
10 was a DC. Yeah. And being familiar with it as you are, you do recognize it, even though it's difficult to see. but you're very familiar with that symbol for reasons known to yourself. You
I'll
are
step.
a strong foe if it came to blows. True. But I cannot leave empty-handed,
We
or I
may
will
have-
lose face with my war party.
We may have some rations we could spare. May not be fresh game, but it's food.
What would stop me from just killing you and taking your rations and your animals?
Me.
I have something I can return to your tribe if you leave us be for the evening.
Might have something for you.
What's that, little man?
I'll step forward a little bit, and I'll hold the stone out in my palm for him to come look at.
Okay.
This was given to me by one of your own after I helped save him from a frost giant.
And you say that in common?
Yeah, but I say it a little bit low.
Okay.
So I will be willing to part with it and return it to your tribe if you leave us be for the evening.
The one with the shield with the sword and it looks at the symbol on it, kind of steps up, looks at. If it was true, you say it was given you, then it is yours. It is of no value to us now. But you say you did service for Telltale.
That I did. Him and some of your tribe helped to save me, and in so trying to save me, they needed help for me afterwards, and I returned the favor immediately. And on his dying words, he handed me the stone, thanking me for coming back to help save the rest of the tribe members that were with him.
As you guys hear Filbert talking to him, you can everyone give me a perception. See what you see. Thea, yours is at disadvantage, just because of the distance and the dim light. All right, but still 14.
Yeah.
22.
I'm a percept man.
Winzira?
Zara's not. He's just kind of not even listening.
Okay. And Winzira's grumpy because everybody woke her up. Where did Kaz's freaking...
You were shelter. Why is everybody else?
Yeah, I'm staying in here. Don't know why they went out.
Um, Filbert, you're kind of more focused on these guys, but even you can see that the orcs in the party have kind of moved up a little bit, but they seem to be more kind of listening in and more interested on what's being said. They don't appear to be in a kind of a posture like now where, they're readying their weapons or whatnot. While they have them in their hands, they don't look threatening. There is a look, though, that passes between the two, the war chief and the shield bearer with the symbol on it. And the orc chief looks at you and goes, what's that?
I was talking to kids. Sorry.
Oh, okay. He says to you, why would tribe rescue little man like you? Tell us.
Not sure why. Maybe they were just trying to drive off the frost giants from your area.
We know.
Didn't really have time to stop and chit chat with them during everything.
Surely, little man. The other, the shield one looks at you. It would be of value to the tribe to have a song of this story. It is known to us, those that faced the frost giant, as you say, and you bear their token. But we do not know of this battle. Chief, it would be as good as food to bring back this story, to warm the hearts of the tribe.
Were they still talking in common, or are they saying that in Orcish?
I think since I said it out loud, they're going to say it in common.
Okay. Just making sure.
They probably would have said it in Orcish, you're right. But perhaps they're just in good mood now and being respectful to you. They might have been a little bit more fluent had they been speaking in Orcish.
I'll agree to tell them the story if that's what they want to hear.
We do. So you can either tell them to make up a story, or we can hand wave the story. It's up to you.
I mean, you got the bullet points already.
Yeah.
In the interest of continuing gameplay, we can hand wave full details.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of hear. As the orcs kind of move up, and so that they can hear, as you're telling the tale, here, I'll let you.
Give a performance.
He begins to kind of bang on his mace onto his shield, and you can kind of hear him kind of chanting almost in Orcish. And you kind of figure he's translating, or maybe even setting to song, the words that you're telling. And they're all kind of nodding at it. So, Filbert, go ahead and roll for me. Tis a good song that will gladden the tribe. but they must eat as well.
Yeah, well, if you let me get some sleep, I might be able to help with that.
Go ahead and roll a Filbert. Go ahead and roll a. You can either do a persuasion, an intimidation, or whatever it is. If you want to make a ploy for them to not use you as food.
It'll be persuasion.
Okay.
$13.
You must give us something, some food. This one says we must wait. What does she mean?
She wields divine magic. I believe she means she could make some for you.
The one with the shield says, I know of this. It is possible.
When the
War
dawn
chief.
rises, I can make you some food.
Grumsh is also known to at times provide this to his followers. So, if this skinny human woman think she can do this, perhaps she can. It's probably the first time you've ever been called skinny, Thea, in your life.
Not.
She noticeably blushes.
I'm like,
Very well. We shall wait. For how long? And you.
She needs to sleep. So. Like 6 hours. I think it's supposed to be like long rest is supposed to be. I think it's like 6 hours of sleep, 2 hours of whatever else.
My men are. My orcs are hungry now, though. Let's see.
Yeah, we could probably.
yeah.
Get them tonight.
I mean, we have some sticks and berries. Dried cracker thing made out of flour.
We will give you your weak sleep, but we shall watch, and if anyone moves to leave, you will be the food. Deal?
Deal.
On my word as a cleric of Lysander.
Words are wind.
Not
Sure.
this word.
But there's some meat on those bones. We shall cook it up if you lie.
I think it's a fair deal for everyone involved.
Try to get some rest then. We'll see you in the morning.
Don't mess with the creepy guy. He's not very nice when poked.
The shield bearer turns and translates that into dwarf. Dwarf, I'll be okay. Into orcish. And you start to hear kind of muffled laughter at the thought of that. And they bang on their weapons together, slamming together. And the large half ogre guy just bangs on the ground, and kind of like this mindless kind of glee. They think it's hysterical. What you just said. And he does a similar thing, and he starts pounding out in the snow and makes a kind of little bit of a hollow, and they kind of all just kind of in a circle all up, and appear to be willing to wait. The half ogre kind of steps and is watching you, but he's also eyeing up your animals pretty hungrily. So you retreat back into your little hut, your magical little hut, and taking turns with your watch. You're keeping an eye on them. You see that they're, from time to time, kind of one or more of them kind of makes their way out of their little encampment and looks around. You don't see them necessarily moving any closer to the animals. At one point, one of them walks up and takes a good look at Crintus, kind of eyeing him up and down. You can almost see him smelling at him, trying to figure out what the hell it is, and realizing that he's probably some kind of animated dead person. Kind of makes a face and kicks some snow at it before retreating back. More posturing than anything else. You kind of get the sense that he might have been a little bit intimidated and scared, but trying to put on a brave face in case any of those other orcs were watching. And you guys are able to take an uneasy long rest.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So it's
I will
dawn.
wait at dawn. Whatever goes for dawn here. And I will do
Temp
my prayer.
HP.
My prayer.
As a worshiper of the Thander, you kind of have an innate sense of when
Yeah.
dawn should be happening.
Kind of like being old, and I wake up at 7:30 anyway.
Well, 5:30 is real old people do.
Day. Oh.
No, not that old yet. And I will do my prayers and my sun salutations, and then I ask them to have any containers for water. I'll go to the half orc. That was like the leader guy, right?
The half ogre? No.
Sure, yeah.
No. The war chief?
Yeah, that guy.
You said food.
Yeah.
Water? There's water everywhere. Why we need water?
Yeah, okay. Well.
I'm pretty sure you can make specific types of food as well.
It just says bland but nourishing food.
Okay.
That's why I have a pouch of spices.
To sustain 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours.
Yeah, a slightly older version of that used to say 45 pounds of food.
It is that says 45 pounds of.
Yeah.
Okay.
45. Yep.
And 30 gallons of water, which they didn't give me containers for. So it says if you don't have containers, it falls onto the ground.
Yep, and it instantly turns into a lovely little pool of water, pool of ice, a sheet of ice that soaks into the snow.
Here you go.
He kind of motions for the men, the rest of the orcs to move forward. And they kind of rush forward and they start shoving us all into sacks that they've been carrying. And within moments, they've got all 45 pounds of this. It is something, standard bearer. Again, you show respect for the tribe. So we shall respect what we say to you and take your song back to the mountain.
Make sure you eat that food in a day.
I kind of just give him a head bow and say, I will continue to carry the standard with respect. I'm assuming they didn't take it from me, right? They didn't want it. They just wanted the
to
sword.
them it
Okay.
doesn't have any kind of real significance other than that it was given to you, so it kind of marks you.
You mark.
Plus,
As
they don't know
Ogre
they don't know anything else about it.
Gotcha.
Ogre.
All right, so you guys want to get on over to
Yeah, they begin to
Town?
move away, taking you with them. No.
Oh, just gonna say, that's one less fireball that I can cast.
Well, you could have cast it instead.
I'm trying not to be a murder hobo, okay?
I mean, if they were kobolds in a mine, she would have, but they were orcs out in the open, so no.
So, as you're doing all of that, getting your thing, the tiny hut finally pops away of having been the full time that expires. And as you look around now, you see your two X-Beaks there, but the dire wolves have also vanished. Well,
Wolves are there.
what's that?
Our regular wolves are there.
Yeah.
And I think when Zira and Filbert can ride on the wolves, though, the regular wolves, though, can't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we could just double up on the axe beaks. We're good.
Yeah. Well, maybe not double up you.
Well, yeah, maybe not. Maybe probably not with me on there.
Alright, let's see what I pull out of my handy dandy pouch.
I think you can pull up to 3 things out, right?
Oh man,
You can pull a bunch of ferrets.
who gives Winzira? God, don't give her the real one.
Well, that's because Henrik died, but I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I Hendrik's the one that had it first.
Oh, that's right.
I just took his stuff.
Respect.
All right, so what's one?
A weasel.
So now you have a weasel kind of curled around your neck.
Nope, can't ride that. Let's try this again.
Yeah. Could eat it.
Can't ride this either. It's a giant rat. All right, last try of the day.
Third time charm. Big butt's the win.
Everyone can ride this one.
Oh, giant elk.
It's a giant elk.
All right.
That'll do.
That'll do.
All right.
John has his screen so much more zoomed in, so it's like this massive looming figure up in the top corner. Hilarious.
So let me just double check to see what a giant elk's speed is. Yeah, I thought so. So a giant elk is 60 feet.
Yeah.
The axe beaks is 50. So unburdened, the wolves, your sled dogs rather, can kind of keep pace. So you guys are actually able to do faster, loaded up on the axe beak and the giant elk.
Bring along our.
The wolves, the dogs are able to keep up.
No, I'm talking about Don.
Well, they're going to be on the elk.
Oh, they're gonna be on the elk.
The elk. We've got the axe beaks, and we've got then 2 little ones on the dogs.
Yeah.
On the
So.
back.
All right, so you're able to make pretty good time. Oh, sorry about that, guys. You had camped. I'll give you the benefit of Filbert's cartography. You'd camp roughly about there. Oh,
Little
come
red
on.
dot?
Why is it? Yeah. Why
Okay.
would... Oh, I know why. I know why. Okay. So it only takes you about an hour or so to actually make it to the river.
Well, that's good.
Oh my god. This module. It's killing me, man. Okay. Cool. So, after about an hour and a half of travel, you come to, for all intents and purposes, a frozen river. The banks actually do descend. It is icy. You can see at some points where the snow has kind of been blown clear, that through a thick layer of ice, there is still water flowing underneath, but it is capable of crossing without getting wet.
Nice.
Go ahead and, Filbert, are you going to lead them across?
Sure.
Give us a survival to see how well you do finding a secure and good spot to cross.
Think about it really hard with Lathander's help.
22.
Lathander made him hard. What? Yeah.
Oh, no.
You actually find very strong footing. You are able to bypass areas of very slick and treacherous ice, and get the party able to cross with their giant elk and 2 axe beaks to ford this frozen part of the river. Well done.
Cool. So I guess we'll just follow the shore of the loch and to the town, right?
Yeah. Seems logical. I mean, Lathander's guiding you after all. I mean,
So
Yeah,
2
he
hours.
sure is.
3 hours. 4 hours. 5 hours. So in a little over 5 hours, you find yourselves approaching the outskirts of Caer Konig.
Air Koenig, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We need to be on our guard. There's rapscallions about.
So as you
No.
approach, you
Very
see a
well.
couple of things. Those of you, especially with the long dark vision, are able to note that Caer Konig, while it is a town, and you can see that there is a settlement, you can also see a snow-covered hill, on which the Caer that the town is named for resides. The structure looms large behind this lakeside town. You see that there is a fair amount of smoke rising from the area around the town, but you can't make out any kind of light or anything coming from the Caer up on the hill.
Well, I think if we want to get paid, we should head to the Care.
Yep.
We need to Rovos.
All right, so you guys are approaching from sort of the north. Yeah, coming down from the outside edge. So as you approach, you can see that the Caer Konig, the town. Oh, son of a bitch. Mickey, come on, man. Is built around a kind of a natural inlet, a harborage in Loch Dinishir. And the town itself is actually kind of a semicircle that's kind of formed around the this natural harborage. The Caer is on the far side of the town from you. So as you're approaching and making your way along the edge of the loch, you are starting to approach the backsides of several outbuildings, one of which seems to be a little bit larger than those around it, and has a bit of more noticeable to it because there seems to be a large light source swaying, suspended above what appears to be, even from a distance, a large double door.
Yeah.
Guess we should go there.
Yeah.
When Zero, why don't you lead us?
By the way, have we ever decided what we're gonna call ourselves? Nobody's gonna have to take it serious unless we have a name.
I thought we already decided on a name.
No.
Weren't we the sled killers or something?
We don't have a sled anymore.
It was based off the sled, though.
How about the Defrosters?
Wasn't it Sled of Death or something?
Doomslay.
I think that might have been what it was.
Had it been.
Sure.
We had like 5 deaths.
I kind of like the Defrosters, though.
What's a defroster?
Make it not frosted. Like if we put ice inside of our magical chest that makes things warm, it would be defrosted.
Oof.
I'm a pass on that one.
Fine, Doomsled.
Doomsled it is.
Doomsled, Defrosters. I really think Defrosters is better, but I'll go with the majority here.
Now we just gotta get another sled.
But
So,
what if this is-
as you guys are approaching, and you can see this light from a bit far off, and as you're getting a little bit closer, it appears like it is some kind of fire that's been tried to encase in this brazier that's got some kind of clear. It might be glass, it might be something around it. But as you're approaching, you can see it. One, especially a heavy gust of wind, kind of knocks it, spilling out a lot of the fuel that the fire was burning on down onto the ground. And within a moment or two, the fire is completely extinguished from the light. And within a few minutes of that happening, as you're continuing now to move forward, being led by those of you who can see a little bit clearer in the dark, there's some activity as individuals come running out of out of this front door with a step stool of some kind or something, and you see them kind of rebuilding this light, this fire in this brazier that's hanging from this front door, and with a quick spark, which seems a little bit fast for starting a flame in this wind. There's once again a fire burning in this, and they hustle inside.
Mission.
So as you guys approach, give a perception, everyone. Damn.
Oh, and we can sing the Doom song. I'm gonna make us a Doom song.
I'm gonna sing the Doom song now.
16.
Yonan Vasquez won't come after us for that.
All of you, as you approach, can make out a sign that is also swinging by the front, in a little bit from where this brazier is, that says the Northern Light. When Zira, Thea, and Filbert, looking up at this brazier, you can see that there was, while this thing is hanging from a hook, it looks like there's kind of a piece of wood that's been nailed recently out of the top of this kind of this awning, that it's been hanging from, and that piece of wood looks relatively fresh and new compared to the grayed out wood of the rest of the structure. And you can see that there's also closer to the door, right by next to where this sign is hanging, there appears to be a large metal ring with a chain with a that's kind of looks like the bottom part of after only two of the rungs on this chain looks to be where something is broken off of it.
And me too.
Interesting. Well, I guess we should
Go inside.
approach, yeah, and
Yeah, so opening the door to this, you find a warm and brightly lit common room available as you guys kind of walk in. There are several heavily cloaked or bundled up individuals, as it's not incredibly warm inside, but it's definitely out of the wind and feeling a little bit warmer. They're not completely bundled as you would expect from out on the tundra, but they're also not, it's not as warm and inviting as some of the areas that you were in previously, closer to the Lonely Wood. And it is noticeable. But as you walk in, as the door opens, a younger human girl with blonde hair done up in elaborate braids looks up, and a small smile on her face as she sees you. And she makes her way quickly over to you and says, "Oh, hello. Welcome to the Northern Light. We haven't had many strangers come to town, but you are very more than welcome. My name is Allie. My sister and I run this inn. Please come in."
Thank you. We could certainly use some rest and good food and good drink
Hey guys,
and perhaps a room.
Wonderful. I'm sure we can accommodate you.
Poke at Dazan, by the way. Like I elbow him a little bit. I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna like Chris's.
Yes. Fair point. Crassus, take position out front and hide. I'll come out for you shortly once I know the situation. Dig a hole, bury yourself, do something.
Just standing outside. Like, that's not weird. Why is there a zombie outside?
And Allie kind of gestures you to come in and finds a table and beckons you to sit down. And she kind of looks towards the back of the common room and says out to Corey, "Look, visitors have come." And you see this more of a kind of while there is a similarity to the two women. This one is older, stouter. Her hair, while the other one is kind of a golden blonde in elaborate braids, this girl's hair looks more like dishwater, and it's tight in a very severe bun on top of her head. And she's just kind of scowling at you, and she's like, "Yes, yeah, I can see that. I'll be with him in a minute." And she goes back to kind of doing what she was doing, which appears to be bringing out several skillets of steaming something or other and slamming it down on tables around the room. Allie ushers you into a seat and says, "Can I bring you something warm to drink?"
Yes. And some food.
My pleasure. And
Thank you.
she goes off to go get it. And since we've lost Winzira,
Yeah.
and it's just about 11, we'll call it there.